Halloween is approaching, and that can only mean one thing. November is just around the corner, and Royal Caribbean has released their certificate offers for November. Hi, I'm James from Sea Days and Sunsets, and if you haven't been here before, this video is dedicated to taking the PDF that Royal Caribbean puts out every month to tell you about if you earn points on their cruise, how you can convert those points or use those points for free cruise offers, free with paying port fees and taxes, but still some great offers out there and everything. Each month, I try to convert those PDFs into a spreadsheet that you can utilize to easily filter, hopefully before you even go on the cruise, to figure out what you want to target and what free cruises you'd like to take. I'm fresh off of a casino offer myself, just got off the Wonder of the Seas yesterday and had a wonderful time. For anyone who doesn't know, Royal's been doing Halloween all month long, and they've been doing their birthday bash also for many weeks. I don't know exactly when that started, but the Halloween was great. Seeing the adults and the kids running around in costumes were a lot of fun. But for what you're here for, what I was referring to are the spreadsheets that are the PDFs that Royal releases that I've converted into a spreadsheet. So we'll jump right over to that. When you open the spreadsheet that is linked in the description below, you will be brought to our key tab here, which the very first thing on your key tab lets you see a reference to the original PDF that Royal put out there. And if you go out and you open that, this is what you get if you scan the QR code at the host desk when you're on the ship. And it lets you know if I was to earn 800 points in the casino, whether that's playing table games, slots, video poker, whatever that would mean, these are the offers that I could take advantage of. And if you were to click on the 800 points, it will open the PDF. And this will look very familiar in a minute when we go to the spreadsheet, because we've converted all of these different PDFs. This one's only for the 800 point offers, but we've converted these into the spreadsheet that I brought up first. You've found the YouTube channel here, so you're already watching the video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if I'm providing some information that you find useful or each month you'd like to see when these offers come out. But what's important here is you do not have the ability to edit the spreadsheet. What I did just click on here at the bottom is the Offers tab. And by doing so, I bring up everything here, very similar to what you just saw in the PDF, but this creates a view that is capable of being sorted and filtered. But you have to take a couple steps. If you just want to work with this yourself, one of the easiest ways is to come out and download the Excel version. If you want to work with it in the web, though, you can click on the data button over here and do create filter view. This is because you only have read-only access to this, but you are able to create a filter view that will disappear when you leave. But in doing so, you can come over here and then immediately begin your filtering. So let's say you're like I am, and you're a fairly low roller on the ship. I come over, and one of the first things I do is clear all this out so that I don't see the 40,000 point offers. And I start clicking through 400, 600, 800, 1200, and 15 to 2,000. 2,000 is usually about my ceiling for what I'm looking for, depending on whether it's a shorter cruise, which this is the A offer sheets. The A offers are for 5 nights or less. Then we're going to have the C offers that we'll look at in a minute. Those are for 6+ nights. And then it hasn't been released yet, but there will also be D offers, and those are for the European sailings. So I'm going to click here, click OK, and now I filtered down to only my max offers here. I can look at them one by one. I can go through. One of my other favorite ones to do is go to the departure port, and I go filter by condition. Let's see where text contains, and I always put Florida here. so that I can see all the sailings out of Florida. You can, of course, put Italy. You can put anything you want, or you could have checked the boxes for the different departure ports you wanted to consider. But now I see my list of options here, and I can start deciding all the way throughout the year what's going to make sense for me. What 7 nights can I hop on? What 4 nights? I can also sort and filter. I forgot to mention one of the other things that's very important to understand is, especially at the lower offers, Royal has begun introducing either 2 guest offers, which is what we were all used to previously, which means that if you have the offer, you and a guest travel for just port fees and taxes. But they've also introduced a single guest offer where you travel for free, but only in a double occupancy room where your guest gets a reduced rate. So it's not quite the same. You pay the port fees and taxes plus some of the normal fare for that guest. So for me, I always come over and also remove the 1 guest offers. So I'm only looking at the 2 guest offers. So that's really how to get in here for this. For this month, what Royal's done, I want to give you a little insight into what you're going to see as far as what's changed from month to month. I didn't show you the summary tab previously, but we can go in and check out to see what Royal's offered all the way from 40,000 down to the 400 point offers in both the 1 guest and the 2 guest offerings. We also have total offers, the number of offers that begin on a Friday and end on a Monday, pretty much a weekend offer, Florida, and then show the longest and shortest. Now for month over month, compared to last month, we've had a great drop in the number of offers. They have reduced them by quite a few, but in each individual category, if you're that low roller like I was saying, and maybe you're targeting that 1,200, there's only 45 less 2 guest offers. So it's really not that big of a deal. But in total, it does look like they're wrapping up their year end and not offering quite as many. But if you watch my video from last month, we had a big jump in the number of offers. So it just made sense that it was going to back off. So as I said, this is the A offers. If we jump over to our C offers, again, these are the offers for 6+ nights, as I had described earlier, and it's the exact same sheet, just with those 6+ offers. So, and this is the cruise that you earn them on. So if you're on a 3-night cruise and earn 800 points, you would utilize this for the A offers. If you were on a 7-night cruise, you would be utilizing the C offers that we're looking at right now. Remember, if you wanted to sort and filter this yourself, you would just create the filter view here yourself and do the exact same things we had done previously. The summary for this, very similar to the A. We have our offers from 40,000 down to 400 with both 1 and 2 guest offers. The 1 guest just going to 2,000 points. Anything 3,000 and above on both the A and the C only offer the 2 guest offers. And then if we take a look at how it compared to last month, we see what appears to be an enormous drop in the number, but it was really just at one level. The 9,000 points got a $1,500 point offer reduction there. So it's not nearly, it's pretty much the same as what we were looking at before. So again, if I was looking at the 1,200 points, once again, that would only mean 23 less offers for me. I'm expecting as December rolls in, then especially January, we're going to see the numbers jump back up again. They just seem to be ramping down the fiscal year possibly. So one of the things I like to do is show some interesting things that you can find. And my favorite thing, my favorite tip that I figured out for this month is making sure that if you have the ability, like myself, I've been fortunate enough in November that I'm going on both a cruise that would be considered an A offer and a cruise that would be considered a C offer. And with that, I'm finding some very interesting things. One of my favorites so far is the fact that we are looking at some of the Canada-New England cruises, and we had targeted a cruise sailing back to Florida, leaving out of New Jersey on the Independence of the Seas. So I want to show you. I've got to clear my filter here. So that I'm not filtering Florida any longer. And then I'm going to change my ship to just be the Independence of the Seas. And this, I know it's pretty easy. I can scroll all the way to the bottom down here. And this last 10-nighter that sails out of Bayonne, New Jersey, sails down, does a Southern Caribbean, and then comes back to Florida. We were taking a look at this, but the thing that I find most interesting is this is an A certificate on a shorter cruise. And for 2,000 points, it does get you 2 guests in an interior with $150 free play. But for the C offers, if I do that exact same filter for the Independence of the Seas, we'll make this really easy and we'll filter it down to 2,000 points because I know that's where that is. When I target this one for the exact same 2,000 points as the A offer, $150 free play, 2 guests, this one gets you an ocean view room. So I just found that very interesting and something that you need to make sure to consider if you're fortunate enough to have that opportunity to pick which cruise you want to earn which cruise on. And in this one, it makes a lot more sense for my wife and I to target the ocean view, mostly because we like to upgrade. So another tip, if you didn't know this, if you want to upgrade your room, in this case, maybe an ocean view to a balcony, you only pay the difference. And if you pay very close attention out there, you can a lot of times find a short period of time when the ocean view and the balcony rates actually invert to where a balcony, especially a balcony guarantee, if you're okay with that, is available. And then you can upgrade to that for completely free. So just a little food for thought for you for out there. So that's all I have for this month. And please, again, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep trying to do this. Provide any comments you've got that let me know what else you need to see, or if you've got any questions about this. I try to stay active in the casino boards, and I go out and I live it. I'm really enjoying my time on Royal's ships and in their casino. So please let me know if there's anything I can do to give you some more information. And I hope you have a wonderful month and lots of luck in November.